The top Mova P70 has corner reach. The bottom one, P20, does not.
Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today I'm going to do a comparison between these brand new robot vacuum cleaners from Mova. On the left, we got the much anticipated P70 Pro. On the right is the P20 Pro. I didn't really hear much about this one. I just kind of showed up on Amazon one day and I bought it. The P70, I've been hearing rumors about it. I did purchase both of these with my own money, wasn't paid for this video, and I don't take sponsorships and I don't take free products. But I do use links. So if you purchase this product using a link off of my website, justadadapproved.com, the cost isn't going to cost you anymore. The robot's not going to cost you anymore, but I do earn a small commission from the sale. It's a way of helping support my channel. This is home of the honest review, and we're going to be mainly talking about specs. I've used these a little bit already. They're doing very well, but I wanted to get a video out to tell you the specs, and I'll show you how they're kind of cleaning. I imagine after about a month of these at my home, they're going to get the Just a Dad Approved sticker after what I'm seeing so far. Now they do have some pretty big differences. And the first one, let's get right into it, is how they wash the mop pads. The P20 uses room temperature water. It's got the same design where the water jets come out at an angle. I love the P70's got the newer heating elements down here. These heating elements will heat the water up even hotter than the dock does, to almost boiling. This helps get the mop pads really clean. Now, another difference that I actually love, the P20's got bigger water tanks, a lot bigger, 5 liters compared to, this is pretty standard 4 liters. I love big water tanks. Another change is the P70 has a solution tank, just a 1 chamber, same dust bag, no solution tank. Both robots have the dustbin. This is the same as the P10 Pro and the Gen 2 P10. It's a tried and true dustbin, so we're gonna be able to save some money. They're exactly the same. They both have LiDAR navigation, but the P70 is a little bit taller, 4 1/8, where the P20 is 4.8 inches. The P70 has a camera and a light and better optical avoidance sensor. The P20, this kind of reminds me of the P10 Pro Gen 2 optical avoidance sensor. Not good, not great, not bad, just kind of good. But if you're worried about privacy, the P20 has no camera. Another major difference is the P70 can extend the side brush into the corner where the P20 cannot. Now they both have a mop pad that they can extend into the corner. But here's that side brush. This is like an anti-tangle new design, but the P70 has one that can extend. They both have a carpet sensor. They both have the standard, we've seen this brush roller for years now. They should have came with the tri-cut brush. I don't know why they didn't, but you can upgrade to this. This is on my website, justadadapproved.com. It's called the tri-cut brush, 20 bucks to 40 bucks depending. And if you have pets, I would get that. They both have internal water tanks. They're gonna spray water on top of the mop pads to keep them wet. And the mop pads are kind of like a standard design. Now, the P70 can detach and leave the mop pads at the base station. The P20 cannot detach and leave the mop pads at the base station, but both of them you can have vacuum before mopping. That way it doesn't get your carpet wet. They both raise them 10 millimeters, but if you have carpet, sometimes that can get your carpet wet if they're wet already. Same drive wheels, nothing fancy, like no robotic arms. It's gonna do very small thresholds, about 20 millimeters. So these are kind of basic robots, but they're really improving some things. 30,000 pascals of suction. These things can really vacuum good in my testing so far. And they also have 12 newtons of downward force. We saw this on the P10 Pro Gen 2, and that actually does a very good job. The robot pushes these down and spins them at 260 RPMs, and that's gonna help clean your floors better. Now, the P70's got one extra thing. It washes with really hot water. So I think that combination, the P70 is gonna be a better mopping robot. Now, as you can see, the P70's got more stuff, so hopefully the P70 is going to be, or the P20's got less stuff. It should be, I would say, $200 cheaper. Prices are always all over the place on these. You know, right now, 800 bucks, and this is like 550 or something. So that's about the good price point I would like to see. This has just enough features that, you know, you'd want to see about a $200 or $300 price difference. Now, if you're familiar with the P50, it had a kind of a weaker front wheel, and this, you can tell it doesn't have play in it. This seems more solid. And the P70 actually looks like a P50. The base station's like a P50. The robot kind of looks like it, but it's got more advanced features. The P70 is going to be way better than the P50, but it might come down to price. You know, if the P50 is $400 and this one's $800, well, I might get the P50, but I would be hesitant because of that wheel on the P50. Maybe they fixed it, I don't know. I just don't highly recommend the P50. They both, in the app, have a lot of similarities. In the app, they're pretty much all the same. In the app, they do a good job of mapping your home. You've got pretty much the same settings here as far as editing the map. And they both have this, which I absolutely love. It's under dock settings. It's the auto empty settings. If you have pets, this is super important. This is a slider scale. How often does the robot go back and empty that dustbin into that dust bag? Not all robots have this. The Mova V50 is the only one I saw that had it, but now these both have this slider scale. If you have pets, turn it all the way down, have it go back and auto empty that dustbin before it fills up too much with hair and it can't auto empty it. The P70's got this, because it has a more expensive sensor, it's got this new intelligent optical avoidance sensor. It's a beta. I got to learn more about this, but it's got that where this one doesn't have that. Now you can find my spec sheets. These are the specs that I think are important to robots. After testing over 200 robot vacuum cleaners, this is what I think is important. You can find this on my website, justadadapproved.com, and I'll put a link to it in the show description notes. Neither one have a dirt detection sensor. We're starting to see fewer and fewer of that. They're relying on the optical avoidance sensor to see the dirt, but yeah, you can see all the specs here. That was the only one that was kind of a little hard to find, was the dirt detection sensor. Now, it's going to come down to price. Both of these robots do a very good job. And as you're going to see, I'm going to show you them cleaning one after another, and they both do a really good job of cleaning. Obviously, this one leaves the corner, so you're paying less, you're not getting corner cleaning capabilities. And for some reason, it seemed like the P20 was pushing the mop pads down harder. They both were pushing them down, but this one, the robot was kind of lifting up, which this one, it was pushing them down, but I didn't see that kind of lift up, so.
Let's watch the Mova P50 clean this corner. It has a side brush. It will extend. It gets almost everything out of there. Then it's going to go down this wall, and it's going to get all the long hair and crumbs right next to the wall. And then there's going to be another corner cleaning test where it's going to extend the side brush. This time it'll do a little bit better job in the corner. There's a bunch of large particles here, some Cheerios. It has no problem picking those up. Left a little bit, but on pass 2, it's going to get everything. It's got LiDAR navigation, goes in nice straight lines. Now here, we're going to watch it extend the mop pad right up against the wall. I love that feature. Again, LiDAR navigation, it navigates in nice straight lines. Here we got some muddy paw prints on the floor, and it can push those mop pads down. And it's got an internal water tank spraying water on the mop pads. It's going to do a pretty good job of getting the first part of the mud off. Now, it definitely does need 2 passes. On the first pass, there is a little bit of smearing left over, but by the second pass, the area is really clean. And here we have the second pass, where it's going to go into that corner again. Watch the side brush extend, and it could have done just a little bit better job there. Now it's going to do a really good job in this second pass on this corner. There, it does a good job. The P70 can push the mop pads down. Watch when the robot stops. The robot's body will move down from being lifted up. Let's watch the Mova P20 clean this corner. It does not have a side brush that it can extend into the corner. So it does leave quite a bit in the corner, but it can get right up next to the wall. Mop pads up against the wall. There's a bunch of long hair right here. It's doing a pretty good job with. We're gonna check this other corner. Again, no corner reach with the side brush. But at least we do get mop pad reach. Bunch of Cheerios right here. It does a pretty good job of vacuuming up the Cheerios. Now let's watch it mop up these muddy paw prints. On the first pass, it does get quite a bit of the mud off. There's a little bit of smearing, but by the second pass, most of the mud is off. It can push those mop pads down with 12 newtons of force. That really does help with mopping. I love that Mova on their second pass will also do the perimeter of the room. Again, no side brush that reaches, but it's doing a pretty good job along the wall and in the center of the room. In the corner, it definitely left some debris. Watch the robot's body. When it lifts the mop pads up, it comes down a little bit. That's how hard it was pressing down.
So I've got to do some pretty good testing. This one is going to be comparable to the Mova P10 Pro Gen 2, which is I absolutely love it. Well, the P10 Gen 2 is going to be better because it washes the mop pads with hotter water, and it has side brush that extends. So I'm not sure the place for this. I like the design. I like bigger tanks. This made me nervous. It looked like a 405, like a Roomba with this squared off design and that. I'm like, oh my gosh. But it's nothing like the Roomba 405. This is kind of an older design. I mean, it's okay. I don't necessarily like the looks of it. I like the Roborock's new design. It's hard to beat the Curve. That's a really cool design. But it's just, these robots are they're starting to do really good jobs. It's gonna come down to price. More features, camera. It's going to do a better job of cleaning, but by how much? You know, maybe I would spend $200 more over the P20, but then you got to throw the P10 Pro in there, and then you got to throw the Mova V50. You got to throw the P10 Pro Gen 2. It just gets, there's a lot of models coming out, and this is good for us. We're getting great robots, and hopefully the price will start to come down on these. They're already coming down. That P10 Pro, my 2025 pick of the year, was down to $350 or $40 at Prime Days. That was amazing. Just finished up with the Roomba 415X. It's not approved by me. Roomba's doing better, but it's got a long way to go. I do have the Ecovacs T90 at my home. It's doing really well. I'm very happy with it. It was on a pretty good price sale, and I do appreciate everybody in the comments telling me to get it. I was very leery of getting it because I've had so many Ecovacs and I just haven't been impressed with them. But so far, the T90 is doing very good in my home. It's only been a week, so it's got a long way to go. So these have been in my home for just a little bit. I had to bring them back to the office, do some quick videos. Now they're going back to my home. They've been performing very well. The dirty water tanks were extremely dirty when I emptied them, and they only cleaned my house twice. So looking forward to this. Again, justadadapproved.com. You can see all the specs. You can use my links. Again, I do purchase these robots with my own money. I'm not paid for these videos. I don't take free products. Again, this is home of the honest review. Look for the Just a Dad Approved blue sticker. The red sticker means it's at my studio being tested. I might come up with an in testing studio or in testing sticker. I'm not sure. That was the original sticker right there. And then I got it, like, I could come up with a way with robots that I approve of or products that I approve of. That's when we came up with the blue sticker. If it's Just a Dad Approved, rest assured, the product was purchased by me. It was an honest review. I didn't take a sponsorship. I didn't take a free product. It's just Dad's common sense to robot vacuum cleaner testing. So I hope this video helps. Check out my website, and thanks for watching. Check out my website. I've got a robot quiz. Take the quiz up here at the top, or if you scroll down, it's right here in the middle. Start now. Answer a few questions, and I'll give you my top recommended robot to buy. Do you want a vacuum and mop? Yep. Mostly hardwood floors? Yep. Do you have pets? Yes. I want a premium or a budget? I want a premium. I want it to go under furniture. There are my top picks. Roborock Saros 20, 10R, and Edge 2. Thanks everybody for watching. If you found this video helpful, hit the like and subscribe button. Also check out where you can find all my approved products on my website, justadadapproved.com. You'll see a little link to it here at the end of the video. If you click on that, that's going to take you right to my website.